Welcome to City of LaGrange, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a guest on from the LaGrange Police Department. I have on Detective Chris Pritchard.
Good to see you, Alton.
Good. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I know that people are getting ready for the holiday shopping spirit and all the various things, the fun, the family, the food, the eating, and all those things. But we want to talk a little bit about how people can keep themselves safe during the holidays time. Because I know a lot of times people kind of let the guard down a little bit, and you guys are the ones that first-handedly see the results of that letting their guard down, right, Chris?
That's right. It's that time of year where we're going to see roughly about a 10 to 15% increase in burglaries and entering autos. That's folks stealing stuff out of cars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is it kind of the common sense? They leave it in plain view, Chris. Is that probably
that's part of it?
Uh-huh.
Leaving things that are in plain sight, leaving the doors unlocked, leaving windows down. And in a recent study that I did at the police department, I found that right now 90% of the entering autos that we've had reported have been because of an unsecured vehicle.
Ooh,
that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah, 90%.
Mm-hmm. Something that could be deterred just simply by rolling up the window and locking the door.
Uh-huh. And then I guess that's people probably rolling up to a location thinking, I'm going to jump out, run in here real quick, pick up a couple of items, you think, and come back?
I think that's normally what it is.
Okay.
We've developed a new program called the Gotcha program where we as police officers will take a little bit of time out of our day to go and walk through some of these parking lots and look for vehicles that have a purse left inside or have a window left down or left unlocked, and we'll leave a little note behind to let them know that we saw it and please correct the action. Of course, there's no fine or anything punitive to go along with it. It's just a reminder for folks to, next time, take your purse inside. It's not a good place to leave it in the parking lot.
Right, that's right, absolutely good. So you call it gotcha.
That's right, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, very good. Well, let me ask, and because you've been with the police department now for 10 years now, Chris, and I know that you have seen things change there. Now, as you're talking about the Gotcha program, talk a little bit about your role there with the police department, if you don't mind.
Well, I spent a while working patrol, several years working patrol. I've been a detective now since 2007. And just recently, in the past 2 years, I took on a role as what we call a criminal analyst. So I'm the one that's sitting back and researching these crimes and not necessarily looking for who's done it. I mean, that's going to be part of it, but more as to why. Why and how did it happen? And what can we do to prevent it next time? And when we do come across the who was involved with it, what we'll end up doing is finding not only maybe one particular crime that they were a part of, but what other ones have they committed?
Okay.
It's been very beneficial for the department and for the city as a whole.
Well, very good. Because, a lot of times, like you say, a lot of times when you identify a suspect, then you start looking at the patterns and you see that they have committed multiple occurrences there. So we're very happy to have you on board with that. Let's talk a little bit about vehicle safety. Now, we talk about plain view. So other things that people can do to keep themselves safe.
I think when they're out shopping, be aware of the surroundings. Are you shopping at night or are you shopping during the day? Of course you want to shop during the day, but if you have no choice and you have to shop at night, park somewhere where it's close to the entrance, close to the exit. Park under a street light. Look around in the parking lot. See where does the store have a video camera system? Are you parked within line of sight of that video system? That's probably a good idea to always look for. A lot of stores, a lot of places now are installing video surveillance around their, not only in the store, but on their property also.
Okay, all right, very good point. Because again, we want people to be safe and have a wonderful shopping experience here in our city or wherever they choose to shop. But, again, there's just common sense things a lot of times, I think, right?
It really is. And also when you're shopping, if you're going to bring your children with you, don't leave them in the car. Always make sure that they're with you in the store.
Okay.
If you can't bring them, or if you do bring them, teach your child that should they separate from you, to find a store clerk, find a police officer that may be walking through, to help you, they understand, find somebody that's there that can look for you also, that can find the parent for them.
Okay, all right. Oh, very good. And when you said that, I thought about the commercial. I see the lady going in, she's doing some shopping, the commercial, and she said, okay, I need you kids to work with me today. Now.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, of course, children,
excuse me.
They should know their full name, address, and telephone number. They should be able to, but at the same time, having that information, they need to know who to tell it to. Don't give that to strangers, of course.
That's right.
But the store clerk that's there that they've separated, or maybe the police officer, they need to know to have that information.
Okay, very good, because sometimes we do have people going out and the kids, I think about my grandkids too, because they'll see something in a store and they'll like pop on and then they want to run off to that area.
That's right.
And I may be with my back turned, so it's important that you kind of keep them in that line of sight, I guess.
Yeah, we as parents, we spent many times playing hide and seek in the stores.
That's right.
But it can be dangerous at times, so that's just an important thing for folks to remember.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then too, when kids go into the store, I think instructions prior to them going in are always beneficial. You got to stay with mom, dad, or grandparents, or whomever the case may be, and we have to stay together.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I remember growing up, it was keep your hands in your pockets.
That's right. That's right.
Whenever you wanted to touch something, it was I touched it and I want to take it with me.
That's right. So hands in pocket without that item, though, right?
That's right. Keep your hands in your pockets.
Absolutely.
Don't touch anything.
Absolutely. Now let's talk a little bit. We touched on you talking about things left in the vehicle in plain view. Of course, the common thing for them to do is just put them in the trunk or whatever the case may be.
That's right. Take them out of the line of sight.
Okay.
If your trunk gets full, it's time for a run to the house and put things into your home.
Okay. All right. Very good. And again, these are all common sense things. Now, we're talking about shopping. People are going to be using various forms of method to pay for the items, maybe cash or credit cards. And again, this is a time where people out sometimes let the guard down a little bit. Talk about credit card safety tips.
Yeah. Now, of course, your credit card it's attached to your bank account. Very important piece of material that you carry with you. And you have to decide whether or not you want to carry cash or do you want to carry your card. Myself, personally, I always have my card with me. And I never carry it in my wallet. I always keep it into a separate pocket.
Okay.
Just in case, should the wallet go missing, I still have the card. Because that can be devastating for somebody to lose a card.
That's right.
But the first thing to remember, though, is should your card be lost or misplaced or stolen, you've got to reach out to your bank, the issuing bank, and tell them this is what's just happened. So for one, they can deactivate it.
Okay.
And they can also look for charges that are currently taking place, which that benefits law enforcement. For us, when you come into the police department and make a report, we can use the information from the bank and find, okay, where did the transaction occur? And then we have video surveillance we're looking at. Maybe we find a bad guy. So it benefits everybody, but the first thing to do is call that bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Put them on notice, because again, credit cards and even your debit cards, I think a lot of cases too. Same thing. So
they run the same way.
Absolutely. So again, we just want to make sure that our customers and citizens are safe during this time of the year. And let me ask the question: why do you think, other than people kind of in that mode or joyous occasion, why do you think we see such an increase in spike in crimes? You talked about in and auto. Why do you think we see such an increase during this time, Chris?
I think that it's the holiday seasons, and everybody wants to provide for a loved one. No matter who you are in society, you have a loved one. And some folks just choose the dishonest way of doing it. That's the unfortunate truth behind it.
Oh, okay. Very good. I mean, and it is what it is. And
it is, and it's a shame, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So the best thing to do, of course, is to protect yourself.
That's right. That's right. Now, we were talking about if you get items and your trunk gets kind of crowded and there may be time to take a trip to the house to unload. Talk about home safety as well, because we see that entering homes are probably spiked up during this time as well.
We do, and be extra cautious when leaving the home. Folks should always remember: are your windows locked, and did you lock the door behind you? Did you lock the deadbolt? I see that a lot, where folks will forget to lock the deadbolt. And it's not hard to manipulate just a door handle lock to get inside. Of course, there's the forced entry through windows. Somebody that's going to break into your home, they're looking for, this time of year, your common items are your flat screen TVs, your PlayStation 4s, your PlayStation 3s, your Xbox, and Xbox 360, and the Xbox One actually comes out pretty soon. I can see that's already going to be a problem. But the best thing that they can do is to record the serial number, because Sony made thousands of 46-inch flat-screen Bravia TVs, but they only made one with that serial number attached to it.
That's right.
folks, I think, get kind of upset sometimes because the police department can't find their TV. Well, because they made 1,000 of them. Give me the serial number.
Right.
With that serial number, we can enter that particular item onto called NCIC. And should an officer come across a TV, maybe during a search warrant or just a house check or something, hey, where'd you get that TV? You get the common answer of, I don't know, but we run that serial number and it shows this TV was stolen. Okay, now we have a problem, but we also have a piece of recovered property that we can get back to the rightful owner.
That's right.
So the best way to record a serial number, just take a picture of it. It's real simple. We all have cell phones, and the iPhone is fabulous because it's got its own photo stream attached to it, so you can save that photo stream in the cloud. It's always there. You can pull it up anywhere, but all you got to do is take a picture of the item and then zoom in and take a picture of the serial number. Okay. Real simple.
And again, just common sense things that help the consumer to be, safe in their homes or out when in public or whatever. And as we talk about it, I know a lot of times, people want to take and put the boxes out there on the curb after they open them up.
Yep. Always break down the box. Take the box apart, throw it in the trash can, or go ahead and take it straight to the dump. Never leave it by the curb, because that's just advertising.
Advertising.
Hey, I just got a brand new 55-inch TV.
There you go. Absolutely. Now, and some people may be traveling as we get ready to close out, Chris. Some people may be traveling, want to kind of post, I'm going to be here, there. Give us some tips for that as well.
When I've always been an advocate, when you're going somewhere, don't post it on the internet. Don't tag yourself in somebody else's post as I'm going, we're at Longhorn, we're at Six Flags, whatever it may be. You're just advertising that you're not at home right now.
There you go. Absolutely.
Never a good idea. Absolutely. And also when traveling, and you're hosting, sorry. It's a faux pas. Having parties, hosting parties, and attending parties, it's important to remember that watch what you're drinking when you're there. If you're hosting a party, have something else available for folks to have. Not everybody drinks alcohol. Have something else. Maybe designate a driver. Just have somebody there who says, I'm going to feed you for free tonight. You're just going to drive all the drunks home for me. I'll put the gas in your car. And the other way, if you're attending the party, eat something before you start drinking. Eat something that's got a lot of protein, stays in your stomach longer, and it helps with the alcohol, getting the alcohol to get out of your body. And the only way to eliminate alcohol out of the body is through time. That's the only way to do it, so be careful.
Absolutely. Well, very good, Chris. Again, we want people to enjoy the holiday season, particularly Thanksgiving was coming up here now, then we have Christmas after that. But I think people kind of get in that holiday mode right about, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It goes throughout January the 2nd, though. So we want to thank you for coming on and just sharing these tips with us, and I want to wish you a very happy and safe Thanksgiving as well to you and your family.
Thank you, Alton. Same to you.
And thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Back from One City Weekend in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have the Christmas Parade organizer, Kim Skiff, on. Kim, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you. As we were talking before we came on the air, the Christmas Parade is a big ordeal. And I know there's a lot of planning that goes on behind the scene that we as the spectators never see, but you as the organizer, hands-on and know all about it. But before we get into talking about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, talk about how many years have you been doing this, Kim?
This will be my 7th year helping to organize a Christmas parade.
Oh my Lord! Has it been an adventure?
It has been an adventure. I've learned something new every year, and this year with the theme "All I Want for Christmas Is," and having the Grand Marshals with Pat and Gail Honeycutt. Dr. Pat Honeycutt was a dentist in our town and did a lot with the University of Georgia and played football at the University of Georgia. And Miss Gail has done a lot of volunteering. That I just think that this really, really is going to be a fantastic year for the kids. They've got 5 grandchildren that are very excited, and they'll be in the parade with them. But I'm really excited about the Christmas parade this year. I think there's a lot of great quality floats. So I think the town's going to really be impressed.
Well, very good. Now go ahead and tell us when, because I know that everybody probably already know when it's going to take place, but go ahead and tell us anyway.
It is Thursday, December the 5th at 6 o'clock. It will start at Granger Park, or LaGrange High School parking lot. They'll go up North Greenwood, the same route, go to turn on West Harrelson, go down Bull Street, come back up Main Street, and then go down Ridley and end at Ridley. So we'll start promptly at 6 o'clock.
Okay, well, very good. And you know, again, we talk about to put on something this spectacular every year, there's a lot of moving parts.
There's a ton of moving parts.
Talk a little bit about some of the things that's going on behind the scenes.
Well,
Kim.
the volunteers, that's the biggest, they're very, very integral in getting the parade going. We have volunteers from West Georgia Health Systems, provides us, Patricia Rogers and West Georgia Health Group provides us a lot of volunteers, and HYPE, the organization with the chamber, they provide us volunteers too. And then we have Warren Adams and his mom Donna, who line the parade up at LaGrange High. We could not do this parade without Warren. He's been doing it for over 20 years, as well as his mom.
Okay.
And the volunteers, then we have the judges that judge the floats. But the application process, we start taking applications about 3 weeks ago. But like I told you earlier, all the applications will not come in until this week or next week. So if you're planning on being in the Christmas parade and you have not filled out an application, you can go to the Troup County website, Troup County LaGrange Chamber of Commerce website, get an application, fill it out, and get it back to the chamber. It's $35 to be in the parade.
Okay.
And we ask for an unwrapped toy to go to the, the kids in town that need around this time of the year. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
And we are limiting the floats to about 100.
Okay.
Because in the past, we have had parades that have been over 100, and our goal is to do quality and not quantity. We want the floats to be decorated.
In talking about that, Kim, what have you seen in the past? A lot of times you talked about the quality of the floats and not necessarily the quantity.
Yes.
What have you seen in the past?
Well, in the past, we have had people that just came over not decorated just to ride in the parade, or maybe just to advertise for their businesses, to use this for advertisement purposes, and it's certainly not that. This is all about the kids. This is all about the Christmas spirit. We just want everybody to get in the Christmas spirit and decorate. I mean, if you want to advertise your business and your business name shines through on the truck or on the float, that is fantastic. By all means, let us know who's behind it.
Right.
But just to decorate with the Christmas spirit, or with all I Want for Christmas Is.
All I Want for Christmas, and that is the thing this year. And you know, before we came on, you were talking about there's a group, the cancer group.
Yes.
Talk about that.
One of my friends, Carla White, who has C4 team in Hope for a Day Walk, she is having a float in the parade this year. And with the theme being All I Want for Christmas Is, there's so much that she could do with that. And she's been working on her float with her team already. And I mean, these floats are unbelievable. I mean, the amount of time, money, energy that goes into doing the floats, it is unbelievable when you come out and you see that these floats were not just whipped up the day before.
Absolutely, you know, because I've watched the parade for years too, and brought my sons to it when they were younger. And you know, like you say, some of them are just like spectacular. Exactly. And these are not things that people just turn out in a day. These are things they've worked on.
They've worked on and coming up with the ideas. And we do give trophies and banners for the first 2 places in each category.
Okay.
And we have the 5 categories. First place entry, if this is your first time being in the Christmas parade. The school category, church, and then large businesses and small businesses. Okay. And those are first and second places. And then our director, Warren Adams, he also picks a float that, in his eyes, displays the whole Christmas spirit, and also that's cooperative with him when they're lining up, when they get over there, that is not giving him any trouble. So that's a big, trophy right there too.
Well, talking about lining up, Ken, I notice sometimes when you're watching the parade and you're looking at the numbers of them coming by, you may see 33 at the front, 14.
Exactly.
What's going on there?
Well, we hand out numbers for the parade, and use these numbers 1 through 100. We have walking groups, we have floats, we have cars, we have dignitary vehicles. You're going to get a number just so when you come by the TV cameras downtown, we are able to describe the float, and they are lined up on our papers by numbers. Okay. So not necessarily if you're number 1 when you sign up to be in the parade, are you going to be number 1. Okay. You can start getting over to LaGrange High School at 3:30 to line up for the parade, and you will go be in the parade depending on what time you get to LaGrange High School parking lot. Okay. So yeah, number 99 could be the first, float in the parade.
Okay. And again, the applications should have been turned in by now.
Yes.
And there's a fee there. And then the the judges. Who are your judges this year for?
Well, we will not announce the judges so that nobody can, go talk to them ahead of time. They will be non-biased community members that have helped in the community. We usually have 6 judges, 3 groups of 2 that walk around with their clipboards, and they'll judge the floats. When the judges get to your float, if you have your children are going to be singing, your children are going to be doing something on the float, go ahead and get them to do that in front of the judges, so that the judges see exactly what the whole float's about.
Oh, okay, very good, very good. And again, 3:30 is a time they can start coming over to get in line and everything, and then the judging will take place after that time.
Yeah, judging starts at 4:30.
Okay.
The judging will go till 5:30, and then we'll announce the winners on the high school steps at about 5:30, 5:35.
Okay.
And hand out the trophies then, and then each float that wins will need to have representatives to carry their banners.
Oh, okay, very
So
good.
the walking groups, though, they line up at St. Mark's, so they of course aren't judged, but they're just fed into the parade
Okay.
as
very
as the parade comes by.
good. Okay, very good. And we're so fortunate to have the local high school bands, and I think
Yes.
in some of the years we have seen some out of town bands.
Yes,
have been there?
we've had bands as far as Columbus have come, Harris County have come to be in our parade. We've had their step groups come to be in the parade. So far this year, I know we have all 3 of the local high school bands,
Very good. Very good.
and then we've got some local dance studios, karate groups that are
Okay.
going to be in the parade too.
Very good. And all of these things are just so wonderful, and making the Christmas parade the joyous occasion that it is. Now, I know, Kim, there have to been some mishaps here and there. Share a few mishap stories about the Christmas parade, if you don't mind.
Well, one that comes to mind is, some of the horses that are on the parade, you need some people following behind them to
That's
pick up
right.
something. And one year, the people following behind missed something that the horses left behind, and it was a step group.
Uh-oh.
And they were doing a little performance. So, there's just things that you think, oh no. And then, groups that come over and they're not decorated, and, most of them work with us. They bring their own decorations, and they'll decorate when they get over there. And I can understand some of them don't want to drive, to the high school decorated, then decorations can come off.
Right.
But the only thing we ask, if you get over to LaGrange High and you're not decorated, just to pull into a side parking lot and decorate,
Okay.
before you pull into the main parking lot, because the judges will be walking through judging, and we don't want, you to miss your chance of judging because you're still decorating.
Oh, okay. Well, very good, very good. Excuse me. And again, the Christmas parade, will be taking place downtown. A joyous event. Of course, you got Santa that will be coming through.
Yes.
The Grand Marshals, Pat and Gail Honeycutt.
And then the mayor and Paige Estes from the chamber and Pat and Gail Honeycutt will be lighting the Christmas tree at 5:30
Okay.
downtown on the square. And we'll have Rudolph and Frosty downtown also, walking around, greeting the kids. That'll be with the downtown development group. But the chamber staff has been phenomenal getting the applications in, getting them organized, handing out the numbers. We could not do this without the LaGrange Strip County Chamber of
Well,
Commerce.
very good. And you also mentioned about volunteers, Kim. If someone was listening that hadn't been a part of the Christmas parade that would like to be,
They are more than welcome to call the chamber, tell them to, they need to get in touch with me through the chamber. They can, we'll put them somewhere. There
Okay.
are plenty of places. We have volunteers that are all along the parade route. We have volunteers that are in each parking lot where the parade's lined up. We can always use extra hands for the children, that are in the parade.
absolutely, and then I understand that the Youngs group, the Hype group, is another group of volunteers that are very instrumental in the Christmas parade. So we just want to say thank you to all those groups for helping you in the 7 years. Now, let me ask you, Kim, how many more years you think you?
Well, it's just hard to turn this over. I mean, it's such a big event for the community that I want to make sure, and the chamber feels the same way, we want to make sure whoever we turn this over, whichever organization out there, if anybody is interested in taking on the parade and, taking this on as their, service project, that they just do a fantastic job, because we would hate for this to be a flop. The kids and the community look forward to this every year. I know my children do.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. I again, like I said, I've attended the parade on numbers of years and brought my kids to it, and it just is that time, like you said, just kind of really puts you into the mood of the season.
Kick off
and everything.
of the season.
Absolutely. So I want to thank you and all the volunteers. I want to start calling your names. I'm sure I'll leave out some. But again, tell us the Grand Marshals.
Grand Marshal, yes, is Dr. Pat and Gail Honeycutt. They have been in this community, all their lives, and have done a great job for the community. The theme this year is All I Want for Christmas Is. You can do so much with that on a float. And then we also sell the Christmas ornaments every year, and we only order 200, and they're the, they have the date on them, and this year it's West Georgia Health. is on the front of the Christmas ornament, and those will be for sale at the chamber starting the week of the parade.
Okay.
And they're $8.
$8. Okay. Well, very good. I am looking forward to it, and I know that it will be another spectacular parade, you know, to see the floats and the entries and the step teams and all of the above. And I know that your work will just shine through that night.
Well, thank you, thank you. The volunteers is what makes it work, so I hope everybody enjoys it.
Well, thank you so much, Kim, for coming on and sharing that with us, and invite the public to come out.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim, for being on today, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from the LaGrange Police Department, Detective Chris Pritchett, as he gave us some common sense safety tips to keep ourselves and those around us safe during this Thanksgiving holiday season. Also, I had on from the Chamber of Commerce, I had on the Christmas Parade organizer, Kim Skiff, as she talked about the floats and the entry fees and all of the wonderful floats that will be in the Christmas Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed those interviews. And from all of us here at LGTV and the City of LaGrange, I want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving season and hope that you come back and join us for more of City Week.